America today is at its wealthiest point than in its entire history. And in fact, many would argue that today the United States represents one of the richest societies in global history. Except among all these record profits, 40 million Americans are living in poverty, and 18.5 million Americans are living in extreme poverty, which is measured as less than $2 a day. That's why I'm so excited to introduce a suite of legislation, including 5 bills and 1 resolution that begins to chip away at our issues of economic injustice. And we're calling it a just society.
A just society is a place where everyone has a place to sleep, food to eat, and access to education.
A just society to me would be better housing, better job opportunities, freedom to transform.
Entonces, creo que si hay una sociedad justa debería ser para todo igual.
Una sociedad justa sería respeto a la misma raza.
Our first bill is called the Recognizing Poverty Act, which seeks to update the national poverty guidelines in order for us to acknowledge modern life, which includes geographic cost of living, the price of health insurance, childcare, and new necessities like internet access. A just society recognizes and eradicates poverty.
My story begins in 2017 when our landlords sold their property to new business developers, and then they in turn came in with the $300 pay increase. People that are supportive of this cause, you stand no chance in the eviction court system. What is going on with these greedy landlords is very unjust.
A just society is one where there is decent and fair housing, and that it is looked at as a human right.
Our second piece of legislation is called the Place to Prosper Act, which creates a national access to counsel fund for all renters in America who are currently facing eviction. It also imposes a national cap of 3% on annual rent increases and begins to pursue penalties on abusive and predatory landlords so that they don't hurt any other family again. A just society treats housing as a right, not a privilege.
It's been really hard for me to find housing. I have the money to move places and stuff, but they deny me for my felony history. It's not right, you know. So no matter what, every place I go to, they try to force me to a certain area in town.
A just society is merciful. The Mercy and Re-Entry Act ends federal discrimination of extending public benefits to people who were formally convicted of a crime and duly paid their debt to society. We know that poverty is one of the leading causes of recidivism, and the only way that we can successfully reintegrate people into society is by making sure that the social safety net can apply to them too.
Queremos una sociedad más justa para todos. Todo aquel que tenga documento o no tenga documento. En mi caso tengo un espacio muy pequeño y estoy buscando un espacio más grande, pero mi income es muy bajo, muy por debajo de la pobreza.
The Embrace Act also ends this type of federal public benefits discrimination based on one's immigration status. A just society embraces our immigrants.
What a just society looks like to me is safe, healthy, affordable housing, food for everyone, money to take care of our families, and a good education for our children.
A just society affirms workers' rights. That's why in our Uplift Our Workers Act, we've decided to create a worker-friendly score similar to LEED certification for all federal contractors. We then direct the federal government to prefer doing business with worker-friendly contractors, and this includes considerations like worker cooperatives, union memberships, and pro-worker policies like paid family leave, a living wage, healthcare, and more.
Para mí, una sociedad justa es tener salario justo, tener clima, aire, medio ambiente saludable,
Finally, a just society is a participatory member in our global community. That's why our final piece of legislation is a resolution that directs the Senate to finally ratify the UN Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. Already, 170 international parties have signed on to the covenant, which guarantees a modern set of human rights that includes housing, healthcare, and education, as well as the right to form a trade union and modern-day dignified work conditions. In a modern, moral, and wealthy society, no person should be too poor to live. That's what a just society means to me, and I can't wait to hear what a just society means to you.